let's just have a dragon off, shall we? Welcome back to Extra Holiday Games. I'm Extra Holiday, and we're in the corner. Somebody put Scout in the corner. Couldn't have been me, but anyway, we also have a crowd watching us. Crowd of ice type Pokemon. Let's get away there. They're freaking me out. Yeah, so we pretty much got the North Paldean Sea all explored. So we need to go back to the icy mountain of Glaciado. I assume that's how it's pronounced. You can never really tell with these games. Suppose it could be Glaciado, since it's like glacier. I don't know. But Glaciado kind of sounds more Spanish to me, so beats me. Beats me. What I do know is that apparently there's a Terra Pokemon there. Wait, do I have an Alomomola? Or, sorry, Alomomomo? I do not. I don't have anyone in particular who would be better against this, so... Air Dragon? Alright. Crunch it. Oh. One more. That's all we need. But I wonder... I wonder if there are any sure hit moves I can give to Hair Dragon. Because that would be nice to have. What with Hustle and all. Dive Ball. Still blows my mind that this thing does not evolve from Love Disc. That's... Like, I get that it's 5th gen, and 5th gen they wanted all the Pokemon to be independent of other Pokemon, but... It's weird. It's weird. Like, what use is Love Disc if not for having an evolution? Anyway, they float upon the open sea. Many water Pokemon gather in the area around Alomomola. Alomomomo. That is your actual name. Alomomomo. Alomomomomo. Yeah. I wonder if I wonder if I can actually get Screlp in this game. Or if it has to be Scarlet. So there's a Lug Trio here. Yep, as established, we don't really have anything to fight water types except for... do I have to sneak up on it? Yeah. Okay, we don't really have anything to fight water types except for Hair Dragon, so... although it's not actually a water type. It's a ground type. Which... yeah, that's a pretty good type for... a pretty good Terra type for a water type. Because then you're no longer weak to electricity, and in fact you're immune, so... Ow. That hurts. Crunch hurts more, though. Lug Trio is a bit squishy, isn't it? Alright. In or on the water? We are not in or on the water. Got it. So... oh wait, we already have one of these, so let's just throw a repeat ball. Whee! Nice crit. Nice. Honestly, repeat balls are so much more useful in this game than they were in others. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Don't ask me why. I thought like Wario I think Wario would be more of like a poison type. Anyway, Bellman's evolving. Yay! I actually thought it was like level 40 that Bellman was going to evolve at, so this actually surprises me a little bit. It brought rains by opening portals to another world. It was revered as a bringer of plentiful harvests. Yeah, don't you just love how the Delta episode in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire basically confirms that every copy of every Pokemon game is its own unique universe in Pokemon canon? I don't know why, but for some reason I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea. To explain why the main character in each game has a different story, basically a slightly different story. I don't know. Normally I'm against the whole like, well, I guess this isn't. I was gonna say normally I'm against the whole like infinite multiverse idea. I think it's been played out, and I think it's far too easy for you to get to a point where it's like, well, why does this character's story matter when there's another one who's almost exactly like him? So, but yeah, here I think it's not infinite multiverses, but it's practically infinite. But honestly, I still like the idea better, because then it also makes the idea of like trading and battling between games, like it's not just it actually explains those, which these things that have always been features of this series. So I actually think it's kind of neat. What do we have? We've got Echess, who is electric Terra type. Why would electric Terra type be good? I really don't have an answer for that question. So maybe we'll go with a different Ponyard. Yeah, Ponyard is the only steel Pokemon we have that hasn't evolved. King. King is dark type. Dark Terra type. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, so I guess we'll go with King. Boop. Cool. We're gonna give King the lucky egg now. I guess my strat here should be that I give the lucky egg to whoever I'm trying to train most that is not going to fight, and then the amulet coin to whoever I'm gonna try to train who is going to fight, potentially. Which is why I guess I'm leaving it with Gojira. Because we can probably actually use Gojira, unlike King right now. So look at these levels. They are far too high. Whee! Okie dokie, okie dokie. Hello, dogs and pigs. Why does that feel like there's some sort of... Well, I guess I was going to say, why does that feel like there's some sort of correlation? Like the saying, getting along like cats and dogs. But there is kind of a correlation between dogs and pigs. Both are often used as derogatory terms for other people. If you're trying to imply that someone is overly loyal to like a bad person, you could call them a dog. Or if you want to imply that someone's uncultured or just overall less human than a normal person, then you could call them a pig. Anyway. Yeah, it's weird thoughts that I have on occasion. Yep. I'm gonna grab that. Yep, nothing new here. Okay, so now we are on the other side of the river, and yeah, I'm just gonna do that whole spiral motion I was talking about earlier, but with the whole of this mountain. I think probably I feel like it's probably a little late for this now, but I think probably when it comes to Troopa's route through this area, I'll probably just start high and go low. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Because as far as I can tell, there are basically 2 peaks in this area, and then you can go down from there, and that seems probably like a better way to do this. But as for now, we'll just try this spiral pattern out, you know. Is there anything? Does not appear to be anything over there. Is this an area that we covered before? Probably, I think. Let's go down and check it out. Oh, hey, a cave. I think we've probably been here. Yes, I remember this cave. As much as it isn't a particularly unique looking cave, I do remember it. Whoa, that's a very pink sky. All of a sudden it's dusk. It's funny. Alright. Yep, just follow the white outline. Basically. Let's see. Kind of wanna. There does appear to be this like ridge here. I think if we run along it for a little bit, it would be Sneasel. It would be wise. Okay, yeah, you definitely don't win these, King. So this is a job for Firebud. Because Firebud has 2 different types that are good here. Ow. That really doesn't do much when you're on your own. Each life will do much, though. Just pretty sure. Don't remember exactly when it is that Larvesta evolves, but I'm pretty sure it's like 60, 65. We probably won't end up evolving Firebud is what I'm saying, but you know, at least when I end up playing after we're done with the Scoutlocke and I end up playing this on my own, and I'll have made a little progress to actually getting a. I get to remember Volcarona. That's the name of the Pokemon. Yeah. I guess at this point, some of the stuff I'm doing is because we're so close to the end. Some of the stuff I'm doing is just to make things easier on myself after. Although, I will say, we will probably be doing the DLC on this channel. I don't know if I want to do the DLC with both Scout and Troopa, because things got a little weird with the DLC and Sword. I don't know. I don't know if it felt weird to you all, but it felt weird to me. So I think perhaps we won't do the DLC in Scarlet. Maybe we'll just have Scout do it instead. We'll see. We'll see. Fighting Pig. Which I am not necessarily in need of a Fighting Pig, but it is a 3-star raid, so there are shards on the line. Fighting someone strong with which to fight a fighting type. Oh yeah, we have an item. Oh wait, we already took the item off. Never mind. All right. You're only level 35. The nice thing about fighting Terra type Pokemon, or no, fighting normal type Pokemon with a strange Terra type is that you don't really have to worry about their stab moves because they're at best they're going to be neutral. You know, I'm just realizing we did just do the fighting crew, so it really shouldn't have been that hard for me to find a Pokemon that could do this. But oh well. That's fine. Yeah, DLC is interesting, especially because they don't know what the DLC is going into it. I am going to assume that there aren't any gym battles or Titan Pokemon to fight or Team Star to deal with. I don't know, but that's just kind of my assumption. Ow. It's fine. Okay, good damage. I think we got it. We are dealing more damage to it than it is dealing to us, so should be easy enough. I guess it's times like these where I could probably use some feedback on whether the lock part of the Scoutlocke would be entertaining to watch in regards to the DLC, or if it would work well, because I don't want to look into what the DLC is because I don't want to spoil it for myself. But just without going into detail, if you know, I had people to tell me like, "Oh, hey, yeah, it's definitely worth doing continuing the challenge for," or if it's better to just just play through it normally. And I don't know. Opinions on that would be appreciated. Comment section down below and all that. All right, we caught ourselves a pig. I put it in a luxury ball because I'm still convinced that return exists. I don't know that that's true, but I think probably, maybe. I think it would be weird if it didn't. But also I could maybe understand. Fighting pig fighter. I'm going to name you after the greatest fighter in the Dragon Ball series. Oolong. Yeah. Makes sense. Right. No health lost because braid. Okay. Let's go up the mountain again. What is this area? Wow, hi. I did not see you there, friend. Normally this is a favorable matchup, but levels. Firebud, I guess? You could go to Hair Dragon, but I think Firebud will be better here in terms of giving more experience to Firebud rather than Hair Dragon. Iron Defense, that's annoying. Particularly considering I don't have any special attacks on this mon, aside from Bug Buzz, which is only regularly effective. Well, I guess at this point, a regularly effective bug move would be as effective as a super effective fire move, so as long as the bug move is special. So I guess I'll do that. Future sight. Right, you already did that. Buzz. Okay, why did it do less damage this turn? Did it crit last turn? Maybe it crit last turn. Fine. Ow. Okay, never mind. We're just gonna go into Hair Dragon. So I was playing around, I don't remember if it was last night or the night before. I was playing around with a randomizer for Pokemon, which isn't the first time I've done this. It was for Pokemon Blue specifically. It's not the first time I've used, played around with a randomizer for Pokemon. However, the difference here is that rather than being strictly a Pokemon randomizer, like randomizing which Pokemon are in which locations and stuff, this was an item randomizer, which shuffles around different item locations, basically. So, I think probably the most, if you're familiar with Red and Blue in the first gen games, probably the best example I can give is like when you start the game and you go to the Pokemart in Viridian City, there's the guy at the counter who gives you Oak's parcel, which you then have to deliver back to Professor Oak. After using this randomizer that I just used, he doesn't give you that. I think he gave me like a rare candy, and then I had to go find the Oak's parcel somewhere else, which is it's a fun idea, and I think it's a lot more. It's a lot clearer of an idea with other games, but it does work with Pokemon as well. Like, I think the first item randomizer I saw was a Ocarina of Time randomizer, where they shuffle all the items around in that game. And of course, it's programmed in such a way that it won't make the game unbeatable, but yeah, I was playing around with it, and specifically I was playing around with what is known as Archipelago, which is a system basically for doing multi-world randomizers, which are basically you randomize at least 2 different games, and then items from one game can appear in the other game. So like if you're playing, let's say, for example, Pokemon Blue and also Ocarina of Time, then you could be playing Pokemon Blue. You could talk to the guy in the mart in Viridian City, and he could give you the hook shot for the person who's playing Ocarina of Time to use. This is a multiplayer thing. I don't think I mentioned that, which is cool. And I recently watched at least the tail end of a multi-world randomizer run. This one consisting of Hollow Knight, Dark Souls 3, and what was the third one again? Oh yeah, Link's Awakening DX. And yeah, it's a fun idea. The only issue is if I wanted to actually do a multi-world, because what I was playing around with was the single-player version of it, of the item randomizer. But if I actually wanted to do a multi-world one, which I kind of do, I need people to play with. Not that I couldn't find people, but it'd be a little awkward. Because, well, let's say I am not the best at keeping in touch with friends. And by that, I mean I literally haven't talked to a lot of my friends in months. It largely comes down to the fact that I have a very different schedule than most of them do. And also, I tend to get very wrapped up in what I'm doing on any given day, to the point where, you know, my thoughts are constantly like, okay, what should I be doing right now? And to reach, God, I hate talking about myself, but why did I start this channel? I'm a very, at least in my recent adult life, I have become a very goal-oriented person, to where I'm very much focused on, like, okay, what can I do to reach my both short-term and long-term goals? And I realize this probably isn't correct. Oh, I'm supposed to be reading this. I forgot. That's all for me, 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 me. Oh, I struck that note beautifully. Anyway, as I was saying. Yeah, I think there's something wrong with my head to where talking to friends is apparently not productive. Even though friends can actually help you with some of the things you're working on and might even want to help you on those things. Yeah, my brain is strange, it seems. So, yeah, that's kind of my issue at the moment when it comes to doing things like a multi-world randomizer. And you can say, I'm just so focused on, you know, what I ought to be doing. And yeah, what can I do at any given moment that doesn't necessarily involve other people? What can I do on my own? That's a good way to put it. Not a good way to view it, but a good way to put it. Right, an accurate way to explain what's going on up in that noggin of mine. Yeah, it's strange. It's strange. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to blame it on the C word entirely. You know, the one we've been dealing with since 2020-ish. I don't want to blame it totally on that, but I think that might be part of it. Because before that, I was working a job where I had, you know, I kind of didn't necessarily have to talk to my friends a lot, but I had the opportunity to do so. I had made friends at that job, and I was frequently speaking with them because, you know, it was a small crew. And so, but after that, moving to the warehouse job that I technically have now, that wasn't so much the case. It was the job that I technically have now and am currently on leave from, they make it very easy to just put your head down and do your work, which I guess is maybe not a good thing for me, because it means that I just don't talk to people. Because again, this is probably not the right mindset to have, but when it comes to just my day-to-day jobs, pretty much for both this job and my last one, I was very much there for the paycheck. That was the primary reason I was there. I'm not working there because, you know, I find it fun or anything. Because I can assure you that I do not have an especially large interest in either making pizza or moving boxes around a warehouse. But yeah, that ultimately what that means is that, yeah, I'm not very I'm not the most talkative guy at work, particularly at those jobs. Now, if I had another job that was, say, something more creative, then yeah, I'd probably chat with people. You know, if it was a job that I could actually enjoy, then yeah, maybe I'd be more interested in doing in just talking to people outside of what needs to be said. But it's hard to find those sorts of jobs. They're yeah, they're kind of in high demand. So it is unfortunate, but it will probably change eventually. I'm hoping that eventually, once I do get a job in a creative field, because it will happen, regardless of whether that means me getting hired somewhere or me making this into a job, it's gonna happen. But once that happens, my thought is then is when I will be more inclined to, you know, actually chat with coworkers, because, you know, then I'll have something other than just the paycheck to look forward to at a job. Because I won't lie, I'm a little bit of an anxious person. Like, I don't know that I have any sort of clinical anxiety, but I do get a little nervous at the idea of talking to people, and doing so is probably a bit more of an issue now than it was in the past. I think, actually, I experienced this when I went to college too. Any period of time, any significant period of time that I spend ghost stereotype? Oh, I guess that makes sense, because Snowrunt is going to be ice stereotype every time. So, okay, yep. If I ever spend, you know, a period of a year or two not doing a whole lot of talking to people, as I did in college and as I've done in the past year or so, we can't really take another shadow ball. It does make that anxiety a little worse, and I'm trying to get a little better about that, even if it just means like talking in a streamer's chat occasionally, because I have been doing that more. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, as anxiety usually doesn't. But yeah, there's part of me, and just when I speak up, or when I think about speaking up, I should say, it's just like, okay, but you could be annoying them. Maybe don't, because you might annoy them, you might make them angry, whatever. Even though, like, 98% of the time, it is highly unlikely, right? Like, obviously, I'm not giving people enough credit when I have those sorts of thoughts or feelings. What are we calling you? We're gonna call you... I don't know why, we're just gonna call you Sam. Yeah, I don't know. Sucks being anxious, but the only way to, for me at least, the only way to get over it is to actually tackle it head on. So that's what I've been trying to do. And I don't know if it's working yet, but I think it will eventually. So that's a graveyard, not an item. Why do they look so much like items? Okay, speaking of items. Whip. Sunny day. Do we have all the TMs at this point? Because it feels like we aren't getting any new TMs anymore. And, like, it would make sense if we did have them all, given that this is literally the last area in the game for us to explore. But I don't know. I don't know for a fact that that is the case. I do not know, but perhaps I will know next time. Because, as for this episode, that's a wrap. No, Scout. No, didn't do that thing. Yeah, okay, there we go. Just pour your heart out, why don't you?